I'm kind of waiting to go to jail for free speech. Like in reality, that's kind of what happened. Like I went to jail already for like a very long time without a trial for saying for allegedly threatening this guy. I didn't actually technically break the law. They said I was crazy, so I didn't have a right to trial. And like what happened is someone gave me a gun, and then suddenly you're given a gun. And it's like, nope, you're crazy and you have a gun. But like everyone gave me their guns. But like the reality is like I have like people were threatening me with guns all the time. Like this guy hands me a loaded pistol, doesn't tell me it's loaded, shoots a cap gun. And like that's the kind of thing that I actually have happening. I've got this colonel judge. It's like all the military came together and said, we're gonna kill him by putting him in jail. But now like but I know better. That's not actually what happened. But the problem is that I'm not cool with sex trafficking. And so Elfton's kind of getting there. I think the key to Elfton is sharing. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like like I'll never stop getting arrested. Like while I talk. Like all I have to do is go silent, and then then I can actually get out of jail. Like because that's probably like. I mean, I think they have trouble killing me in jail because I'm so big. Like, I will whip the shit out of you. I'll get hurt. Like, I'll hurt my hand beating your ass. But, like, I will whip the shit out of someone. Like, and that's why, like, I don't think they can kill me, like, that easily. But people get stabbed and stuff in jail. Like, I mean, it happens. I think the reality is that, like, I've been punished so excessively because, like, this guy threatened me with a gun, and like I wrote him a note that didn't technically break the law, and no one would ever believe I actually broke the law. You might believe that you can get a jury to decide to take that gun away because you won't let me actually prove it in court. Like I will prove so much in court if you allow me just to like call a witness. I'm allowed to provide exculpatory evidence. Like I'm allowed to like call a witness that isn't directly related to like the threatening a person with a gun situation. I'm allowed to call like a person that taught me in school. Like I'm allowed to prove that I'm an expert on cybersecurity. I'm allowed to prove that there's a reason people are threatening me with guns. I mean, I'm allowed to prove that like my body cam footage went missing and like the interview the FBI did with me when they didn't tell me that they were the FBI, like that went missing. Like all the evidence went missing. Like I can prove that. That's like literally in the Constitution, like in the U.S. Constitution, like it says like I have a right to prove, like I have a right to call witnesses that are like exculpatory, like to provide exculpatory evidence. So I've had my dog taken away. Like I've had like I've like had like extreme pain for years. Like I got beat up by the cops while my feet were handcuffed to my hands. I couldn't move like whatsoever, and he still beat me up. My life is ruined because like I have like proved that there's a sex trafficking situation where they're cloning girls. The problem is that On and everyone else can't like actually talk to the world. I'm talking about Rainbow Satanica. I'm talking about like all of us. Like we can't communicate out because the servers and like the media companies are controlled by the Order of Melchizedek. So when I design Elfton, like I'm designing it around it being Agile Entertainment, which is like a movie and television business. Like it's like it's a TV channel. So it's a movie set, but it's also like if you look at the top, there's like a defense company, there's a robotics company, there's like a systems engineering company, which would be like a software company, and then there's a toy company. Because I mean Santa. I figured out like the system where like you have food that's hanging from like a garage door opener type thing, and it just moves and it delivers food that way. And I think that was fine, but like I do think that like the easiest way is probably like a rail system that's like a miniature train, because like you can like move like a lot of things around like that town, like laundry, mail, on like whatever the online deliveries are and like things like that, like they could like be moved, and then there's a robot right there to like remove them from the train and put them right there, which would have them do something else, because like I think it is like a system that like kind of is automated. Like you can hop on the train, but like you don't drive the train. Like the train might like be like, well, I'm moving now, and like yeah, I mean you might jump on the train while it's moving, but all that would be underground. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do because like I think like it's like even Rainbow Satanica. there's on De La Muerte, and like we are the dead. Like I know we're the dead. I mean, like I'll never doubt we're the dead. But I mean, I could really be making a fool out of myself, like if I don't, like if I'm wrong about Rainbow Satanica, who's also Tatiana, which also like is a page. It's not even hers, but it's on dealing with that. I mean, I do like the way that they did that. I think the reality is that I always make a fool out of myself until you realize that like you can have like a very stiff type box that is like it makes it like more of like a rigid process, which makes it easier for the machine. And then this, like there are holes in it, so like the hook is also being removed. And once the hook is removed, then it is allowed to continue because there's a stop based on the hook. But I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do the train because it'd be cute and like I mean I don't know like you never know how busy it can get though. It might be train and that. So there's a church which would be connected to Agile Entertainment because like we can have a TV show on Sundays. And then there's like a daycare center with a playground. And there's a lazy river that connects the kids' pool to the adult pool at the spa. But the daycare is also a library, and there are a lot of libraries now because there's a library there. There's a library at the house, which is like I don't think I'll really have an office. Like I think I'll just have a library that's like shared. Like, but this is my desk at the library. Like you can have a desk at the library too. But I might have. I mean, I don't know. Like, but like we'll have places where we can go talk to people. But I will probably like have my main desk where like I generally keep my stuff way over here. But like I mean, it doesn't mean I won't always work at the library over there or at the Elf coffee shop or wherever. But there has to be an auditorium, and that's why there's a school auditorium. But I mean, I think there could also be an auditorium at the church, but then like that might actually like hurt the cinematic value because like if that church is gigantic, like does it really work for like TV as much? I think the Christians do want it to be like I think the Christians on TV nowadays like they want to have the huge audience, like they like people do like the huge audience, like and you never have enough people at church. But I don't really know, like I mean because like a smaller church actually can have a nice feel for film. So there are like different types of residences. Like there would be like guests that are staying there like for like a day to a week or whatever. And then there's like a fellowship residence, which is like you're here for 6 months. And then like there's like tenured residence where it's like you live here. And then there's like staff, which would hopefully be like a lot of Eskimos and elves. I think Eskimos look the coolest. So like if you're cleaning up places, like if you're like cleaning the streets and stuff like that, I do think Eskimos like would look really cool. And that leads me to thinking that like there needs to be like an apartment complex right over here, which like would like I think that like when you're like a certain level of staff, like basically you just have a hotel room, but then like you can order food, like you're not gonna even have to worry about cooking your own food. Like you just get like everyone kind of goes to the same place, and there's like this system for food set up. So there's this lobby in the hotel thing, like which is like the luxury hotel, which it has like restaurants, recording studio. There's a kids play place. There's putt golf. There's a library there, and there's a tech center, and there's a tech rental. So the tech center is like where like really fancy tech is. Like it's like like universities have them like that, like where you can like really like zoom in, like create. They have very high resolution type stuff. But it's also like a computer area, like where you can go to a computer lab and like use a very fancy computer, which everyone has access to the lobby of this place. Like Eskimos might live like right here a lot, and like whoever might live out there a lot. But like it doesn't mean they can't go and use the tech center or like rent like a digital camera or a film camera or whatever. One thing I think we need to figure out is like dealing with the glass for these for the igloos. My opinion is that like what we can do is make sure the glass is changeable from like inside, because as long as we can like remove the glass from like by like changing it out from the inside, then it's easy to maintain the igloos. And I feel like the igloos, like they don't even have to be perfectly round. Like it would look cool if they're flat pieces of glass. Like it's like actually a pretty easy engineering thing. Like if you make it flat, but it doesn't mean we have to make it flat. I'm sure there are people that are better than me, but like I do think that like you have to have a special kiln for dealing with large glass pieces, which we could have a special large glass kiln, which I do think we do need to have no matter what. As I plan Elfton, like I keep thinking like everyone wants to go film at the North Pole. Like this is like the most beautiful place in the world. Like this is for film. Like this is an art place, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much.